Friday night again we start, but the butcher and Auburn played their part. Corey and Plex, they leave the scene. Court cut and cash, they like a dream. Staying for tech news today. Streaming smooth, no glitch, no delays. Protect your neck, dangers near. The butcher and Auburn crystal clear. Streaming matters, don't you know? Cut the cords of past savings, go. Drink it up every time they say Plex. Friday night, feel your tech muscles flex. Every Friday, tune in tight. Tech news talk through the night. The butcher and Auburn guide your way. Make sure your streaming's okay. Cody brings streams in the best. The butcher gives the tech zest. Auburn works hard like a bot. Streaming matters we never forgot. Streaming matters, don't you know? Cut the cords at the savings go. Drink it up every time they shows. Friday night, feel your tech muscles flex. Every Friday.
All right. Here we go. Thanks for joining the show. Here we are. We're on Streaming Matters / Player Pass. We kind of got a little mashup of post shows together. So we got 2 movies to cover today and all the tech news. So we got our plate full. So we started a little bit early because I got shit to do. So we're going to get started early. I've got a party to go to tonight because, party never ends with Dabs. So we got that going on. So we're going to try to cover all this stuff today. How's everybody on the panel today?
All right.
Doing well.
Doing well. Better.
Can I skip the show and just go to the party?
Yeah, you can roll your ass up here. So
I just want to thank Leon for waking up so early for the show.
Oh yeah,
that's really early for him.
Yeah. He's over in Australia, so he gets the award for early riser. It's his dedication to the show.
Yeah, but it's a different day.
Yeah, it's Saturday.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Give it to Leon for getting here so early. So I know everyone's nice and warm this time of year, even up here. It's been warm, not hot, but if you ask some of the native people around here, they're dying. And I was like, I looked at my thing. It was 89 the other day. 89. A little bit of humidity. I'm like, this ain't bad. I mean, it's warm. And they're like, oh my God, it's dying. We're dying. I'm like, you don't know dying. I said, take your ass south and see when it's 104 with a heat index. Try some of that. But it's funny. It's all good. But so we got lots of stuff we're going to try to cover, and we're going to try to hit on all the subjects today. So we got lots of thanks to everyone joining on the show. I see Skulls just jumped in, and Trevor jumped in here. And so thanks everybody. Nice to see Trooper. Haven't seen Troopers in a while. What's up, my man?
What's up?
hadn't been around in a while, so nice to see some of our regulars in here watching. So 619. Hopefully, we will be covering that that'll be the first movie we cover in the next hour. So if you need to turn us off for a few minutes, because we're gonna give you the lowdown on the good, bad, and ugly on that movie. So you don't want some spoilers, you'll have to tune us off right then. So let's go ahead and get cranking. What you think, boys?
Yeah.
All right. So let me go ahead and
Got a lot to talk about here.
yeah, we got we missed last week. So
Yep.
we got all kinds
Good thing
of
nothing happened tech-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally we have a whole pile of stuff every week
Right.
to sort
Yeah.
through, and actually for 2 weeks really wasn't a ton of stuff that really to cover on. So one of the first topics, and I know this is near and dear to our boy Ob, Plex cracking down on media server hacks. Thoughts on this, Mr. Ob? I mean, this is your baby now. I mean, whenever
Yeah.
you use the P
Oh,
word
it's my
around you.
baby, but you know, I'm kind of mad because as we know, my baby was giving me problems, and so I'm working on a new server.
Yeah.
But
His baby jumped. Your baby, she treating you wrong, man.
treat me wrong, but you know she knows I'm treating her right because
Yeah.
I had to buy a new server for her,
Yeah.
and she's happy about that, But
And that's because Auburn be running the hell out of that hardware. I mean,
yeah.
hard drives, the PC server is he burning it up. So
yeah.
he lost some the
Yeah.
PC.
Yeah.
It's
still running. It's still running. It's trying.
But you can't trust it.
I won't say that out loud.
That thing.
You know that we're all in the same union, right?
It screwed up
better
2
than
hard
that.
drives. I'd be damned if I'd be trusting it for more. I mean, but
But she knows she's got 4 new ones, and that are being added to the pool. So
well, all of us are premium. We all have Plex Pass and such, and Plex they're trying to be a mainstream service that service. They're trying to be that mainstream, and we talked about that. It was a couple years ago. Remember when they added to where if you did a search, it would actually point you to a paid subscription.
Yeah.
And I guess they started that a couple years back or a year and a half back.
she still tries to do that.
Yeah, and again, trying to be that one central app that will sync and link you to all your different services, which is needed, honestly, because when everybody has Paramount Plus and the HBO or the Max, and you got so many subscriptions to all these different services, when you're looking for a particular movie or TV show, sometimes it is very difficult. Plex does offer the ability to link you to your services within that. But one of the things with Plex Pass we have seen is some hacks, and they are starting to have to crack down on some of that. And some of these hacks were unlocking everything for people that didn't pay. All of us have paid for the Plex Pass. So and I want to say, what was it? The God mode. Some of this stuff was removed off of GitHub, and it makes sense that they're trying to keep people, especially with GitHub, having the ability to share these things.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things. And there was also, was the God mode also the one that was running server side, that it would look like every single person that was on your server had Plex Pass? Is that was that God mode? Maybe that was the God mode.
God mode.
Because when you ran that, it would here it is with the Plex server crack enable God mode, and it gives the end user all the features of Plex Pass without having Plex Pass. So GitHub was kind of jumped on that to get rid of some of that stuff. They put out some things to get rid of that. If you do some searches, you probably could find some of these things, but we're going to see these things, when they come up, I'll say you really need to grab it while you can, because these files get removed off of these servers. GitHub is not the safe home, and things stay in there. You know, it happens. They remove everything. So here, let me see this
Do
companion.
you
I think
grab everything you see?
the things I might want to have long term, not everything. I mean,
Okay.
but I don't
Just
want
wondering.
everything anymore. You know, I'm kind of becoming more.
But it's just going on a drive.
Yeah, but you know what? I ain't got time for all them drives. I ain't got time
No.
for all them drives. No. Guess what? My best friend, the K app, does a
Mhm.
beautiful job for me to search. It even found that damn shitty movie belty that purely belter. It found that. So it can find what I need. So yeah, these kind of things are getting removed. I think Plex is playing. They're really trying to be a legitimate service. So I don't. I
Yeah.
think a lot of us that remember Plex long time ago when it was a pirate's app, pretty
Before
much.
it became public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to see more and more of these crackdowns in these things. So if you're a person that's chasing those hacks and stuff, if you're going to want to get some of that stuff, you're going to want to get a hold of it. There is, if you do some searches, I'm sure you can find it. It's just GitHub has removed it. So it's going to happen. Let's see. Does everyone here? Now, I know I have Plex Pass. Alban, you got Pass,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Nope.
I got
I would-
3 lifetime subscriptions to it.
Oh, I wonder what you do. Why do you have so many, Raj?
You need them.
Never mind. All right. Another thing for us in our circle, Torrent Galaxy went down for a little while, and I was looking. You guys posted this in our room, and it went down. Torrent sites are becoming fewer and fewer. They're becoming. What did you say, Roger? They're an endangered species.
Yeah, for sure.
These public sites are being removed more and more, but Torrent Galaxy is still back, so it's torrentgalaxy.to is still up and still going. So that's it was good news. It was good to see that they weren't removed, because as we've seen, a lot of our torrent sites have been removed. So let's look in to see, and a lot of times I don't know. I know a lot of times these sites will just change their domain. Domain? They'll change
Domain.
that. So a lot of times it'll go from a .to to .tm or .sl or wherever they change it. That happens quite often. You know, we think of Pirate Bay. How many domains did they have for that at one point? So it was good news that Torrent Galaxy, public trackers. How many of you guys are using public trackers?
Public trackers? I don't have.
Yeah.
Every now and then I'll sign on to like Pirate Bay, but not very freaking often.
Yeah.
Since I
When I have to.
went back to the Usenet, there's not much need for it, honestly.
Man, every once when I'm trying to find stuff I can't find other places, I will go there as a source.
And I will say I'll use some public trackers, be it Torrent Galaxy or 1337.
7X.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah. What's it now? It's .tx, I think.
I would have to look.
Yeah, but so I use some. But again, and we've talked about this in a lot of the groups. I always use real-debrid premiumized or all-debrid, something to use if I use a public tracker. I don't use a public tracker on my PC. You could if you have a VPN. If you run a VPN, that gives you that layer of protection. But most of the time, I grab the magnet link, I throw it in Debrid, let it grab it for me, then And most of the time it's already there. You know, it's 100% that it's already cached on there. But if not, I'll let it run and then come back the next day, click download, boom, and just saves you so many. It saves you so much trouble. I mean, it's people be smart about using public trackers on a lot. You can get away with a few things, but there's more and more companies following that stuff, and you no need to risk getting a letter from your ISP saying you downloaded something. It's just not worth it. So again, use real-debrid. It will get it for you, cache it, and then you just download it from them. It's just the safest way to go. So let's see. Nvidia. And you know, we used to talk about Amazon every show. You know, remember it was Amazon every week.
Yeah.
It was Amazon this, Fire Stick that, Cube this, Cube that. I feel like, you know, we should have a sponsor here because we talk a lot about Nvidia lately.
Yeah.
Nvidia has hit $3 trillion valuation. And some feel like that might be kind of low. You know, what's you guys thought on Nvidia and its recent valuation, and is it worth $3 trillion, or is it worth
I don't
more?
know if it's worth more than that, really. You know, all these people, they always keep coming up with these valuations that are just, you know, so ridiculous. You know, and meanwhile, you know, we'll have a company that's been around forever, you know, and they say it ain't worth shit, you know?
Nvidia's going to sell every one of those $40,000 AI chips as fast as they can make them. What's going to hold them back is the fab space. They won't be able to find enough fab space to make them fast enough.
Well, between the AI chip and what the wasn't it the chip? It wasn't the AI chip last week or week before last. Wasn't that super? The mega not the mega computer, they called it something else. It was the new video card that was going to go into these massive
data centers. Yeah.
And it was the new I guess maybe it was the new chip that was going to go for that.
Yeah.
And they said that because remember they talked about how much power that it was going to take.
Yep.
And how many more, a million more calculations that these all can be done. So,
well, they'll still use those for AI as well. I mean, those are AI chips as well. So that's where AI. It's just going to get crazy. It's going to get crazier and crazier and crazier. And
waiting for the phone with AI, you know.
In 5 years, it's $3 trillion will probably be 6 or 9 trillion in 5 years.
Yeah. Well, and what it was talking about is they're talking about in this article. And again, you guys know all these articles are down below, so be willing to check out the articles that we're getting this information from. One of the things where it's talking about Nvidia has actually went above Apple's market, like its market capitalization. It says worth more. And they were talking about how they doubled, wasn't it? How quickly
they went from they got to the 3 trillion mark. Yeah, it was crazy.
how it like doubled
100 days or some shit like that.
It was
crazy.
It was like and I can't see where it talks. But they're only the only third company ever to exceed a $3 trillion market capitalization. And hey, in 3 months, you're right. It increased $1 trillion valuation in 3 months.
So I was close. I said 100 days.
Yeah,
so I was.
You're right. You're on it. That's on point. And I'll be honest, I actually bought Nvidia stock this past week because I was talking with Blue and I said, we can't go back to when when Microsoft or whatever, was in our lifetime.
It was cheap enough to get it.
This is the stock that I can't see us losing on it. I can't see losing. I mean, it is it is going to without it being some type of humongous issue where they collapse as a company because of some huge thing.
Jensen is too rigid for that to happen. He doesn't make mistakes. He's a robot.
Yeah.
He might be the AI.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
but yeah.
when they release this new shield, it's really going to take the market by storm.
Hey, and for us folks that know, anybody that has, we are not. There's no new shields coming, even though because after we've talked about it over and over on this show, the money he's making off of all this other stuff. Why would you spend your time making something where you're making what peanuts?
Because we keep asking for it.
Yeah,
You know how this show is. You know how this show is. You know, we'll end the show and then I'll say, "Oh, look, I found an article. You know, he was listening. He's gonna make the freaking thing for us."
Here's the deal: Nvidia is a GPU maker historically. They don't even make entry-level GPUs anymore. They stopped making them because there's not enough freaking money in them.
Yeah.
So they're not going to make a $200, a $300, or a $400 set-top box ever again.
Yeah. Because what's your profit margin on that?
Right.
I mean, it's not a lot, and you're going to spend time, and so
I seen another graph. I can't. I should have grabbed the graph. I can't remember the exact number of employees that Nvidia has, but right now each employee, if you take their valuation of $3 trillion and divide it by their number of employees, each employee makes them $100 million.
Oh, yeah.
So that's just a crazy freaking number.
That shows you how much automation is.
Yeah.
Because so it is great when we see about this technology, and again, I can't see it going down. I mean, like I said, when Blue and I were talking about it, and that is one thing about being married to my wife. Before I probably would have had to argue with my ex. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I think we should buy some of this. Why? And I said it to Blue, and she goes, "Okay, it's good. What do you want to do?" And she's over there, on her phone. Let's do it. I'm like, what? I'm waiting to have an argument to try to get it. But it was. I can't see it going. This is, hopefully, get it, and we're looking at an increase. So for you guys out there, our friends and stuff, I mean, you can't go wrong because this company is going to be so pivotal, or it's so needed, and it's going to be a benchmark that every company is going to be looking at how they did this, and every company is going to be reliant on Nvidia or their products, is how I see it, because they're going to be the big. They're going to have all the major computers, the chips, all the big chips that all the big companies are wanting to do these AI or heavy calculations. So can't go wrong, folks. I don't know. I mean, we can only give so much. The only thing I kick myself with is I wish when we first were talking about Nvidia strongly, 4 or 5 months ago when we were talking about all this stuff that was going on, I wish I'd have bought some stock then, because it would, because I think they split.
They split. They did. Split.
It was a split. Just
like 10-1.
Yeah, just a few weeks ago.
10-1 split. It's like it's unheard of.
Yeah, so if you had one chair and they did the split, you had 10.
Yep.
What? What?
Yep.
I mean, and I don't know. I see that it's headed in that direction. I think it's, but hey, I see John had a question over there. I'll hit on that question. Asgard problems. John, there is no problems with Asgard. What you may be having an issue with is Asgard's repository changed. The Lost Souls repository changed. It moved locations 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe. I will try to grab that before the show is off, and I'll try to toss it down here in the chat. But you just need to go into your file manager, download the newest, or put in the file manager, put in the new URL, download from the location from the new repository, if I can talk, download the new repository location, and then update Asgard from there. Because what will happen is when Cody 20 did the thing where you can't, or I guess it was 19 that did it, where you can't, if you installed from repository A, even if repository B has a higher version, it will not automatically download the higher version. You have to go in and manually say, hey, I want you to update this add-on from this other repository that has a higher version. So that was a safety measure because people's add-ons were being hijacked by some repository on the build. So it's there for people's safety. It's there to keep things so that it's the way that you want it to be. Because wherever you want to download, whatever repository you want is your business. But that was a safety measure. So guaranteed, John, you are probably using the old Lost Souls repository, and so you'll need to use the new one. None of you guys use the OK app, so I can't even. You guys are like fucking crickets over there. And whenever we talk about the K app, y'all like,
yeah.
What is
People
that thing
got
again?
and, yeah. What does that allow you to do?
Hey, I brought my wife back. I brought her back to
Listen, that's what you think. Okay? We're getting so many things. You know, all it takes is this one night of Lord of the Rings in 3D to get it. She's gone. She's gone.
I will say that with the beach converting movies into 3D for big screen, that is pretty astounding. When you watch that stuff in 3D on big screen on the Oculus. That is nice, and that did have my baby's attention. So yeah, that happens. Here's another article about VPN workarounds for cheaper YouTube subscriptions are failing. And I had forgot. And Beach, you were talking about how people were using VPNs, because I had forgot all about that, Netflix and all that stuff.
He's probably doing AI songs.
Yeah, he's probably fixing that one for Blue. Yeah. So, hey, any of you guys remember why people are using VPNs?
You could go to Turkey, and I think Turkey or Budapest, one of those two countries, does not allow YouTube to show video ads on it. So you can geo freak YouTube into that, and people are also going to Turkey, where Netflix was only like $2 a month. And getting that cheap Netflix accounts up until a few days ago.
Yes. So it seems like on that. Yeah, it seems like so. What was that like? Like Roger saying, you would put a VPN in, buy your subscription in another country where it's cheaper, and then hey, you've just bypassed it. But it looks like YouTube is starting to crack down on that. So if you were one of those people that was getting those cheap accounts for YouTube Premium, you may be finding that your workaround isn't working around anymore. So that is happening. And again, people have been using. I know, like you said, with the Netflix, I remember that for a fact, where people would get a cheap Netflix account in another country and saving money.
I'll put out my best advice for getting YouTube Premium cheaply is to join the family plan, $20 a month, and you can have four separate IPs on that. So split it up with 4 of your buddies. It's $5 a month, and you get.
I'm sorry. My buddy has a reaction. I hear somebody paying for legitimate service.
I thought you took this. I thought you had taken your headset into the bathroom. I'm like, I hope he ain't working nothing out.
Well, I'm working on a side project for your missus.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I figured.
I'm being censored. Thought one of my lines was too cruel and removed, too mean.
Well,
So
she
yes,
sent you the
I'm
information.
working on a side project.
All right, that's good. Yeah.
That's why I'm being so quiet.
Hey, Beach is
Well-
never resting. The man never rests. He is always. That's why I have him on the payroll.
He's on what? Wait, how do I get on payroll?
You're on the payroll. You just don't get paid. You're on the rolls.
Hey, oh,
It's a payroll. It's just
oh,
Yeah,
God.
Now here, have
it's
this,
for the love. It's for the love of the community.
have this dinner roll.
Yeah, have this dinner roll.
As of tonight, we currently have 98 different streaming matters intros.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
We gotta make an album. We gotta make an album.
Oh my God!
Album
What an
hell.
idea! What a fucking idea! I like that idea. I like that.
Yeah.
Look at damn brains, big brains going on in this show.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There's some good songs. Some of these
Yeah,
songs
there
are
are.
really
Yeah,
good.
you really are.
So, and I mean, for me, YouTube, I just use SmartTube. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
SmartTube, guess
Amen.
what? But I do know that we
Yeah,
talked about this a few weeks back that YouTube was cracking down on some of that stuff. Now, I've yet
How
to
long
see
they
any
been
real
cracking
issue.
down on me? You know, come on. You know.
Well, we know you don't like YouTube.
Oh,
You got an
man.
issue. You got
You know,
issues. with YouTube.
they messed with the wrong guy. Because, I used to really like them.
Yeah.
Did what they did to me, and
Yep. Yeah.
All right.
it's,
Well, I'm back to working on my project for the missus. If you need me,
All right.
send me a
Okay.
message.
All right.
okay.
And then we have another thing here about, and this is right down what you've talked about quite a few times about things being locked down that you
Yep.
own and you don't ever really own it.
Yep.
Adobe basically is saying you need to sign the new agreement. They send you an agreement. And how many of us seen that as those agreements that come and it pops up?
Pop up, yeah.
You just hit the
Thousand
OK.
scroll through.
You don't
Yeah.
even read it. You just click
Nope.
yes and move on. Well, not sure if you read this for when you're using Adobe and if you've agreed to their new terms.
And you can't use Adobe if you don't agree to their new terms, by the way.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Thank you, Raj. Your content. Hold on. Let me roll down here. Let me roll down here to the. Here we go. Let me make this a little bigger. All right. This is part of the new agreement. Solely for the purpose of operating or improving the services, the software, you grant us non-exclusive, worldwide, royalty-free sub-licenses licensed to use, reproduce, publicly display, distribute, modify, create derivatives.
Derivative.
Derivatives. There you go. Derivatives. Works based on publicly performed, translate the content. So basically, if you create something on their platform, it's really not yours. It is theirs. And if they choose to use it, part of it, reproduce, modify, distribute the content that you created on Adobe, they are free to do it, and you don't have a legal right to stand on.
So I guess that stands even in for taking a document and creating a PDF with it.
Yep, absolutely.
There you go. Yeah. A PDF. So
Yeah.
so whatever is that you create on their platform, it's not yours. It is theirs if they choose to do anything with. So that's when you think about when we get to some of the products that are important that let's say somebody creates some stuff with Photoshop, create some really cool, something groundbreaking everybody wants. Adobe is going to have the rights to whatever that is, and they can just use that and go with it. This is ballsy.
I wonder what Nvidia writes their documents in.
Oh yeah, oh man, God, oh man, Nvidia better hope they don't have anything. I mean, everyone uses some Adobe.
Yeah.
It's a market leader for PDF. So.
Yeah, it is.
So PDF or anything that you do in Photoshop is you're creating 3D renderings.
Yep.
So if you create a 3D rendering of something, does that mean Adobe can take that 3D image and say, you know what, we'll go ahead and make that. You really don't have rights to that.
No, but listen, does this only applies to stuff that's online? You know, like let's say, you know, I have, you know,
It applies to anything you use Adobe to make.
right, but what I'm saying is how do they? I can understand because most of they try to make all their stuff cloud based or whatever. Then they're gonna have it. But me, I'm the type of guy that I don't do any of that stuff cloud based. Like all my Microsoft stuff. No, I want my app on my machine. You ain't touching it.
Well, you better look at the TOS that you agreed to when you installed that software. It's going to say that they can come in and take your shit from now on, Alvin.
It's how do you know it's not being that some of that
It's
stuff?
It's not uploading it somewhere.
Not uploading the file like Windows the way it uploads. It could be sending information about what is on your setup
my drive
without uploading that whole file per se.
Yeah.
You
they call it telemetry.
So this is a kind of a shocking thing.
Got to be a way to protect your neck because that's a thing ain't right. You know, I'd like to see the lawyers who you know who use these apps to try to send documents to their clients or whatever and have them sign it and send it back to them. You know, but I guess there are no laws against any of this. That's why these guys are doing it.
Yeah.
A question. I have an app on my phone that creates a PDF. Okay, let's say I take a photo of that of a document in the PDF. Let's say I send it to my computer. Does it automatically go into this law? Is it protected by this law?
I would say that they own your document.
They own it. They own that document.
Well, if you have Adobe on your computer now, there are PDF readers and writers.
It doesn't matter whether it's a computer or your phone.
Right, but I'm saying let's say it's on your phone. Let's say on your phone you have a PDF that's not Adobe. Okay, it's not Adobe. It's a PDF file, but you send it to your computer. Well, your computer has Adobe on it. Okay. Usually, any PDF file, because you know how we do extensions. So on your computer says, "Hey, if you want to open up this file of extent, like I'll use zip file. So zip. Anytime I have zip, my 7-zip's like, oh, that's one of my files. I can do this, that. So if anything that is a PDF file that goes to your computer when you sync, then if Adobe is what's running on there, it would have the rights to that. Now, I wonder with it, because you didn't create it on it, but it could possibly be read by Adobe, but does that make it Adobe's?
I guess it all depends on Eddie. Is that Adobe program? Is that PDF program Adobe's or not?
Well, it's a program where you can just scan any document and it'll create a PDF.
It creates a PDF.
Yeah. So
who else is in control of any PDFs? Isn't it only Adobe?
No, there's a few others that use
a few others.
PDF. Yeah,
but they're just not the big.
They don't have any market share.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and like Richard here says, if you get sued for copyright, does Adobe get sued too?
Doubtful. They have smart lawyers. They've worked themselves out of that responsibility.
Yeah, it'd be your fault for that happening.
Yeah.
The only way that I look
Adobe will give you a double whammy. They'll say, "Oh no, well, since you wrote that and you screwed it up, we're gonna sue you too."
It's mind-boggling in a way when you think about it.
It is.
Though. I mean, to Adobe saying, "Hey, number one, if you don't sign up to the agreement, if you don't agree to the agreement of what we're saying, you can't use our content." What about if you've created prior projects on Adobe? You know, you've created.
I don't think they could go back and grandfather shit like that.
If you don't agree to it, can you open up Adobe?
I don't think.
You know what I mean?
I don't think so.
So that's what I'm saying. So say you created something on Adobe Photoshop, and you created it last year, whatever. It's on there. So when you open up Adobe, it says, "Do you agree to this?"
Yep.
If you say no,
You're gonna have to find different software to open that file.
yeah,
from.
wouldn't the software just say, it would just close? It would be like, okay, we
Yep.
close. So your project that you may have created on Adobe prior now is sitting on your computer worthless because you can't do it. Yes, you would have to find another software that might be able to open up that particular files.
Mm.
And that's not always easy, depending on what files and stuff you're doing.
Sometimes impossible.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, there are times, especially when you have things that are not saved as a certain format. Not once you save it as a certain format, like I saved something as a JPEG. Well, now
Mhm.
it's saved, but what if you still had it like in progress? You're still working on it. Well, then it's like in that they're not. I can't remember when I've worked on stuff like that. It's because it's not a JPEG. It's Adobe's own little cache file, because you can go back in and it says projects you were working on, and it's still not saved, but it's like in
.ocf or some crazy.
Yeah, it's like a
something
weird
like,
extension.
That's not
I
what
can't
it
remember.
is.
Yeah, and so then it would be stuck. You'd be screwed. So yeah, this is I think there's got to be pushback on this legally. There has got to be somebody's going to say a class action suit.
It's like you're going to tell me that like the government, you know what I mean? The government's going to sit there and they have their computers, they're writing whatever documents, they're putting them in a PDF format themselves. Okay? You know what I'm saying? You're going to tell me that Adobe's going to come along and say, you know, no, we own that. You know, you know, we're going to lock you out of these files of this new thing that you're trying to create. You know, because we don't feel that, you know, that you should be able to do anything with it.
Yeah,
I mean,
Dabs, the application is called Adobe Scan, so it belongs to Adobe.
Oh,
Yep,
then
so-
you're screwed.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm screwed.
I mean, you think about R&D, not for anything. R&D.
Yeah.
What about security? What about
Right.
defense companies? What about
Right. That's what
all
I'm saying.
these companies that use Adobe Photoshop or what all their software, and Adobe actually owns that content. So
Right.
if somebody creates a fighter jet, you know, a new F-16 or whatever,
Yep.
on Photoshop, that's going to be parts that, you know how they do the 3D imaging.
Yeah, the 3D imaging. Yep.
So that is Adobe's content if they so
It's
choose
freaking crazy.
It's nuts.
to exercise the rights. You create something. If you create a movie on the Adobe's Adobe's movie, not their movie maker. Because there's Photoshop and then there's one, oh shit, no, that's Sony. I'm thinking that's Sony, the one that's
Okay.
that
Yeah, I'm
does
not
the
sure if
movies.
they have a movie one. I think it's just still pictures for Adobe, isn't it?
It could be, but it's
Could be.
just holy shit. And
But
anything
don't you
stamp
think?
PDF.
But don't you think Microsoft is going to follow up behind this and say, "Hey, anything that you create on that's on our software," you know? Because that's why they've been locking people out of it and saying, "Oh, well, you need to use the 365 and you know, store it all up here in the cloud." You know, because we want to know everything that you're doing. Me, I don't use that version. I want it on my own machine. You know, I don't want to create a database and I can't open it up because you tell me, oh, well, I didn't pay this month's, month's version of 365. Screw you.
You locked out of like locking you out of your house because you didn't pay your rent.
Yeah.
Like, click.
That's
Sorry, you can't get
ridiculous.
in.
I can't do that monthly crap. That's
Look,
ridiculous.
You got a good point when I think about it. So if other companies follow suit, if Microsoft follows suit, so does that mean anything that you would have created on
Right. They're gonna own it? That makes no sense. That's ridiculous.
I don't know how this could even be legal.
Neither do I.
It makes no sense on how this is legally okay. Because where does it stop? Again, if Adobe does that, Maybe
Why
Windows does
shouldn't
it.
Microsoft do
Anything,
it? Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
that you create in that PC,
And
we
Apple.
could. Apple. Yeah, I mean,
But
so,
Apple already does that. We already all know that.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of people that use Movie Maker on
Yes,
the Apple
yes.
side. A lot
Yeah.
of
Mhm.
people.
lot of
even
creative
professional people.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm waiting for Adobe or whoever to come around and be like, oh, that movie did great. Yeah, you made 800 million. You owe us some money.
Yeah. It's yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah. It's like, how
use
can
that
that
app.
be? It's like, that doesn't even make sense. That doesn't
No.
even make sense how you can legally say, yeah, well, we own that. No, motherfucker, you didn't create it. I created it. But again, folks, this is like what we're talking about. Adobe does have some new rules that you must agree to if you want to use their software. That does give them rights to anything that you create on your on their software. Again, check the link out below. We have the link to the article. Read it for yourself. Do some research. Don't take our word for it to understand. Because we're no experts on all this. This is just some interesting topics that that is like So hey, so what is Adobe? Before we go to another thing, I want to know what is hold on. What damn it, where's my thing here?
Looking for Adobe stock?
No. You want to buy some stock there, Debs? No. I want to know, what are Adobe's actual products, like, not just.
You know what? But what I want to know is what happens if Adobe gets hacked, right? Like how a lot of these other big guys did.
Yeah.
Now and now they're gonna say, oh well, we lost all of these records that were out there, and now these other guys have your information.
Oh,
So
Premiere.
who how is Adobe covered over that?
I don't know. I was looking at. I wanted to know what items that Adobe, because we know about Photoshop, we know about Adobe PDF.
Elements, is it Elements?
You got Lightroom, which is basically part of it. That's a plugin, I think, for Photoshop.
They have an
Illustrator,
AI.
Premiere
Look
is their video editing software.
video editing, Premiere Pro. You also have Adobe Stock, which is for photos again.
Photos. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Stop. Come on, go away. So includes some of these products. So that, I mean, again, is this policy covers anything created in any of their products, you would think.
That's ridiculous.
Send video.
Freaking crazy. Freaking crazy.
Animate.
These guys are getting away with too much. I think back to the days of Microsoft getting scolded, because they thought that they were taking over the world.
Because they were putting browsers in the software.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And look at this shit.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's. Whew. Yeah. Well, I'm definitely going to be kind of watching this because this is interesting, and for you guys over here on our side chat, definitely check that out. It is. That's some scary shit. All right. Hey. Well, we got to get up. Wait a minute. No, we had. Here's one last topic before we go into to the other stuff. So just to let you know that there is actually. Your home security videos can be seized by the police through formal requests, warrants, or agreements. They can
in America,
pull your content. So,
but I think in other places, like in the UK, I think that they have something where they're right in your stuff, where you have to hand it over already. I was hoping that Roger would. Andrew would have been around to let us know if he knows, or if anybody out there knows about what the UK.
Yeah, but the UK is using. The UK uses a lot of what you call CCTV,
Mhm.
Right. Right.
which is
But I'm talking about for something that's like happens in the street in front of somebody's door. And a lot of
Right.
people do have their own cameras
yeah,
there.
yeah, right.
And the police come around, do you have to give it up to them? You know, do they, or do you can you say, screw you, you're not getting my
There, I mean, they
camera.
could probably subpoena you, but
Yeah.
you can voluntarily
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
let
That's what it
police
says.
access like your Ring camera.
Mhm.
But if you deny, but then they can always go to get a subpoena and try and get that video from you.
hmm But I don't know if they do subpoenas and stuff the same way how things work here. They're
Yeah.
a strange animal over there on the other side of the pond.
Yeah. So yeah, again, your content can be, there can be a warrant or a subpoena taken to get your content. So even though the content's it's your home, your cameras, it can be used in by the police, and they can.
Yeah,
pull it.
but
There-
But now,
Yeah.
like that's like another thing. Now it's just like, okay, like that the crime was committed. It was someone in your family, and you say, no, I don't. This is the only thing that they got on him or her. Do I have to give it up, or do I make you have to get a warrant for it?
You would,
You know?
yeah, you'd have to.
It-
Now
it-
there was that neighborhoods
Mhm.
app that you can get on your phone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
remember that people could opt in to the
Yeah.
police being able to come get your
Right.
cloud-based content at any
Right.
time.
Right.
It was an opt-in. It wasn't, something to opt
Mhm.
out. So you had to agree to it. But I want to say neighborhoods, there was an issue about it. I think we talked about it maybe last month. In that app said they removed the ability for that button to show up. So there is some places that are kind of looking at saying, I don't want the police to have that much power. I mean, we want the police to protect and serve, but do you want to give them, just writing them a blank check? Yeah, use it every time you want. I don't know. So yeah, they can pull your content through subpoenas and warrants, but they're always going to ask you first, and then probably most people are like, "Oh yeah, well here's my footage."
But
Oops,
Dad,
sorry,
think
I just cleared my SD card. Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
yeah.
Or
I think-
they tell you that when they return it back to you.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry.
But Dad, I think this article comes from the UK. Go to the beginning.
Was it UK?
Yeah, I think it's
I
from
don't
the
think
UK.
Uh, let's CNET.com.
No, like that police.
No,
guy-
FBI, NSA.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
Okay.
US. Both of those are US companies. So
But that photo is from the UK.
yeah, that photo there. So, but yeah, interesting. All right, let's get kicking over to our sites of the week for my man. All right, big guy. What is this site? Drawing.garden.
Drawing Garden. I don't think no one will hear it because you have that issue where we can't hear anything. But if you move your thing around, you hear the music, or you hear the sounds. Are you hearing? Or do you have
No.
your sound isn't on? Or click on that where it says click for sound,
Wait.
or just click.
Oh, now I do.
Now you hear it. Okay. So you're basically making up a garden of music.
The song, the notes change.
Yeah, they
though
change. Yeah,
I guess each vegetable is a different
it's different.
tone.
Yeah.
Oh, Dave needs to check this out.
Yeah.
Our music man on the panel, he'll love this.
Oh God, I got enough issues already. I mean, I just made 10 songs for your wife,
Oh man, what a friend. So she'll have to figure out which one she wants to use.
I sent both you and her four
Okay.
picks. So that
All right.
I didn't know. I figured you had Telegram on your phone.
Yeah, I saw it pop up over here.
Yeah.
I saw it pop up. Yeah, she has it on her phone, but I think
Okay.
she's cooking herself some food. So before we head out of here, okay, so that is Drawing Garden. So you get a little music action. Click for the sound. Yeah, that is that's quite irritating on my headset. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And,
The
all
next
right,
one is we're gonna pull out all the Jackson Pollock and ourselves. So this one here is jacksonpollock.org, and
I
you
never
can.
thought it was art.
Yeah. And now
and if you click the button, it'll change the
if you click
color.
the mouse, it changes the colors. Yeah.
Ah.
I played around with that today. I didn't see the garden one.
Not a Pollock fan myself.
No. Okay.
All right. Okay. So anybody want to do a little Pollock action? Well, this could be fun for I like abstract, so I mean
do
I
you?
wouldn't pay a lot of money for abstract
Uh-huh.
because
How
Charles
is
used to
that?
do a bunch, and I was
did he?
cool with that. Yeah. Oh yeah, he did all kinds of abstract stuff, and I liked it. But I wouldn't be paying all
Mhm.
$6
crazy
million.
amounts. Hell to the no.
Was
I
he
ain't
looking to
got
get
money
$6
like that.
billion for it?
Look at here.
It-
Well, it's Charles. Of course he was.
Yes, Charles.
Looking
Yeah,
for it.
Charles. Yeah.
Hey, it's dabs. You think I paid $6 million for it? Come on now.
I'm surprised that he didn't offer the artwork to you for something that he needed.
Bartering system. Hey, we work out. We had our systems. All right. Hey, we got our next one, which is look at Redneck says the acid days. All right. This is your site your bad buy of the week, buddy.
Yeah. This
What
here
the
is
hell is
yodeling.
And I disagree that it's a bad buy because Aubin posted that, and I went and looked at it, and I looked at the video.
If you look there on the bottom,
it's
there,
funny
of that
as
picture-
shit.
No, it says something there. What did it say there on that box? No, it says something on that warning label. Can you
It
read
says small
Okay.
parts, not for children under 3.
Oh, then that's the wrong one. There's another one that has something that's written there that I need you to.
That's all the choking.
It said small parts written for.
Yeah, it says right here. It says
See anything funny on it anywhere, Alvin?
there it is. Small parts, not for children.
I thought it said something else.
I thought it was something else. I thought it was a lady's friend. I thought it
Yeah.
was- that's what I thought. I was like,
Did you
dang.
have that yodeling inside you?
Yeah. And where's that coming from?
Yodeling?
All right, so a little yodeling.
It's funny as shit. It is. I'll watch the video on Amazon. Definitely going to grab it.
Yeah, there's a video down there.
There's a video.
Get them on. Get a
Yeah,
couple
up on top.
stocking
Up
stuffers.
top.
I clicked. I don't
To
see
the
no
left hand
videos.
side there? Oh, there's no video there?
Yeah,
No.
I don't see a video.
No
Maybe in
videos for me.
Canada they don't
Yeah,
show videos.
it's because it says search. Oh, I am in this is it threw me over to .ca.
It's okay.
No wonder it's $20.
Yeah, plus
It's like
shipping.
I think 12 something on Amazon US.
Yeah, it's $20 plus $5 shipping and import fees. Deposit may apply.
Wow.
Welcome to the Great White North. Ain't
Yep.
right, Eddie?
It'd be slightly
yeah.
used by the time you get it.
It don't smell right. All right, let's go ahead. We'll roll over to the second half of our show, boys. Let's
Okay,
let's oh wait.
Are we gonna do
The wheel?
the wheel?
the wheel first?
Yeah, we'll do the wheel. I gotta grab the wheel. Hold on a
Okay,
second.
I have this here.
Hold on.
Just so everyone knows, what's on the list. Andrew has Movie Pass, Movie Crash. I have Godzilla versus Kong. Dabs has If. Eddie has Bob Marley, One Love. Roger has Ministry of the Ungentlemanly Warfare. And the Beach has The Fall Guy.
All right,
Okay.
let's go ahead and spin her.
Good to spin.
Let's see, Wheel of Crap. Let's not be another Geordie film. Good God.
Yeah. Gosh.
Mm. Oh, hails bells. Oh man, Eddie. How is
No.
Eddie? Eddie, this isn't Eddie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's-
Bob
Yeah,
Marley's
Bob,
Eddie.
Bob Marley, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Was this made at least in this last decade?
Yeah,
Yes.
it just came out a
Yes.
month
Just came
ago.
out.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
came
all
out
right.
about
It's-
6
it's-
months
it's a-
ago.
Yeah, it
Okay,
was
I'll get
directed by Ziggy Marley, his son.
Yeah, his son.
All right. So
I've seen so many good interviews on this movie.
All right. Hold on a second. Let's real quickly before we go to the other movies. Let's toss it in here, and so that people can see the movie for next week. So Bob Marley, One Love. All right. 2024.
Yeah.
So it's this year. So can't complain. It's this year. Well, I can't.
You
complain
never
because I'll
you they don't show this movie in your neck of the woods out there? You don't know nothing about this movie?
I watch.
The big shit.
No, I've not seen it. I have to. I'm trying to be careful. All right.
He's
All right.
waiting for the Celine Dion documentary to come out. Then he'll put it on the wheel.
All right, we're gonna go. Let's get cranking on our. Let me throw the intro to this because this show we gotta have an intro. All right, here we go to player pass time. I gave a little sound effect for you guys. All right, Civil War. We're gonna do this first because this was the movie last week. That we
The
were
week before last.
yeah. We were supposed to review it last week, and then so we're gonna cover this. So Civil War, rated R. This movie has only been out for what a month or so.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and crank it up, boys. What do y'all think? Good, bad, and ugly. What do we think of Civil War? Whoa, what is it?
Hated it.
Hated it.
In the Z formation. No, I can't. I'm not gonna. Well, who's going first? Want me to go or?
Yeah, go.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
you
I'll go. Get it over with so I can get to the other stuff here. It was weird because you didn't know who was who or what was what, But I liked. There are things on this movie that I did like. I always liked Kirsten Dunst. I think she's a great actress, and the part that she played, I thought was pretty good, and to see this other girl come up the same way how she basically did, but not knowing anything while watching this was difficult, because you didn't know who was who, who's fighting for what, you had no way of knowing. Or why? Yeah, that was my problem with it.
And how is California ever going to be on the same side of anything as Texas?
Right.
Well, I think that was on purpose, though. They did that so it couldn't be a clear line of political. Because let's say if it was California, Washington, Oregon, what are people going to say? It's a bunch of Democrats. It's a bunch of liberals. That's what this is about. If it had been Texas and Florida or Texas, Louisiana, you would have been clear cut. It's a bunch of the right wingers creating all this. So there was a reason, I think, why they picked two states that are on two sides of what normal political stances. One's Democrat, one's Republican. One's conservative, one's liberal. I think that was on purpose so that it kind of.
You don't want to make a movie and roll out half your audience right away.
Yep.
By picking a side. I will give them credit for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I liked it because we haven't seen a movie like this in a while. It was hey. I liked it because it was an original script. I liked how it basically told the story you really couldn't tell. And I mean, in the one
story did
one
it
guy.
tell? I'm not sure what story it freaking told.
It was basically just I really get the story from her that she just all of a sudden it hit home that all the wars that she had covered and the stuff that she had seen is now hitting the U.S. But the one guy, the Hispanic guy, he lived for the action. It's like when the soldiers had the guys pinned down and one guy got shot and he's holding the young girl back. He's got a smile on his face because he's just addicted to the action and all that stuff. I mean, there were problems I had with like the magic bullet that went into the side of the truck as they're leaving the death pit. That how did he get basically shot in the front of the stomach when the car was going the opposite?
No, went
direction?
through him. Didn't it come out?
Well, I don't know how many things you guys have shot. When stuff comes out of the body, it makes a big freaking hole. Not a little
big hole. Right.
So it just, I mean, there were bits and pieces that I had a problem with, but I generally liked the story. I enjoyed it. I think I've watched it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
All right, Roger. All right, let's hear.
Well, it made
Let's
no
hear how
sense.
some hate.
It made no sense whatsoever. For one thing, the little girl reporter, somehow went from a little scared of everything in the space of 3 days. Now she's a seasoned war veteran, running through fire and just ridiculous stuff. Just ridiculous. There was no Jesse Plemson, who I love as an actor and who did a good job in this movie. But what was the point of him having a pit of seemingly 500 dead people?
Mm-hmm.
And how do you amass 500 dead people?
I mean, the way I took that whole premise was he was basically going up to everybody. Where are you from? Are you an American?
Yes.
He shot the 2 Asian guys.
Yeah.
And like when he asked the 2 photographer girls, where are you from? Colorado. Where are you from? Now, see, that's America. And the other guy, the Hispanic guy, where are you from? Florida. So Central America. So basically, he was going around killing people that he didn't think were American.
Right.
Yeah, but that pit was a little excessive. That's a lot of work for one guy to kill 500 people and throw them in a pit. And who dug that?
Come to New York. Come to New York. I got a spot to take you.
He wasn't in New York, though. He was in the middle of bumfuck Egypt.
Listen. When people want to drop bodies and leave them somewhere, I got a whole, ocean over here that it's just lined up with bodies from Gilgo Beach all the way down to Jones.
Yeah,
there's plenty of bodies.
Yeah, but not 500 in a stack. And if you're gonna amass 500 bodies and throw them in a pit, even with lime on them, in a week and a half, that's gonna be pretty stinky. You're gonna smell it from a good distance away.
Yeah.
And none of those bodies were decomposed. If you noticed,
No.
She would have came out all slimy when she fell in there.
Yeah. Well, those were just from the day.
Andrew sent me his review. All right. So he said being English, while I enjoyed watching Americans kill each other, I give the movie a soft play. It was okay. You like the idea of how they followed the press, but trying to blur the lines with who was who and who was on what side. And one of the biggest problems that he had was when they finally find the president, he's hiding under the desk in the office.
Right.
So that was a big issue that he had, that put a downer on it for him. That when they finally find him, he's basically, huddled up on the floor under his desk.
Okay.
But Andrew gave it a soft play.
Okay, for myself, I saw it twice. The first time I saw it, I'm saying, okay, there's a civil war in the United States, but the reporters that were reporting the Civil War in the United States, they've been other places in the world where there's civil wars, but now it's coming home. In other words, it's coming home to roost. I looked at it again, and I came to the conclusion that this could be a trailer for a movie that's going to be made later on. In the sense that this could really happen, and maybe you're going to find out, maybe I'm an outsider looking in. This could really happen either in November or January next year.
That's not how it would run out, though, because only one side's going to have the real military, and that side's going to frickin' win.
No, but I'm just saying it could happen.
Yeah, sure, it could.
Because, okay, the civil wars that have been going on, usually they're all in other countries, and now it's coming, let's say it's coming to the United States or North America. Let's say North America. Okay, North America has already been protecting people from civil wars in other places, but now they got to protect themselves because the civil war is going to be in the United States. That's my personal opinion, But it's like, for me, I looked at it as being an hour and 49-minute trailer to a movie that's going to be made later on this year. I don't want to get too political about it, but that's the way I see it.
Well, I enjoyed the movie. As Beach said earlier, I did like that they kept Republican, Democrat identities or labels very vague and actually non-existent. They didn't
Right.
let you choose who is the Democrat, who is Republican, because as Beach says, as soon as you do that, you've lost 50% of the viewers. I don't care.
Mm.
I don't care which side you choose.
Mm.
You've lost 50% they're tuned out. And we've seen that with different movies. Every time they've done a movie that is anywhere close to having any kind of political talk, the opposite side bashes it without even watching it.
Mm.
So to me, I liked that they gave that Texas and California. So it left it that, wait a minute, you can't just say it's the liberals or the conservatives that are pulling away. Then because if it had been, say, Texas and Florida pulling out, you'd said, oh, the president must have been Democrat. That's why they were fighting against him. You'd have made that identification. I liked that it kept it the way it did because it made it very vague. So you could not make that claim. It is a bit of a slower movie for sure. There is a lot of slow burn and just it is slow at times. A lot. I'll say half the movie's pretty slow. Does have some parts in there that have some action. One of the things that I thought that this movie shows, and it makes me think about when someone's doing something through the camera, filming something, taking pictures, video. The reporter didn't it was like she didn't see, it wasn't like she was seeing what was happening. She was reporting it. And they actually said that in the movie. They're like, well, it's not for us to decide was this right or wrong or what should be happen. That's for people to do it at home when we take the picture and send the picture or we send the video. And I think that the reporter had that separation. So when she was filming or taking pictures, she was not really there and she wasn't really seeing it. She was just taking photos of what she saw and reported back. I think of the guy that got burned in the tire there near the beginning, that he's looking right at her as he's being burned with a tire around him with gasoline. And she's right there just taking pictures and not fazed by it. It makes me also think about people nowadays that a crime happens out on the streets or in a store or in a business. How many people, let's say some kids are being beat up. Some kid is being beat up by a bunch of other people. How many times do we see someone doing this number, filming it? Not that they're part of it, but they're filming it instead of getting involved.
World star.
I mean, I felt like a lot of it was she wasn't involved, but she was just taking pictures of what was happening. And it's like that detachment. But I think that happens in a lot of people just when they see stuff out. It's like, oh man, there was some kid getting jumped. Why didn't someone step in? Well, there was 3 people filming it. Oh, instead of jumping in and helping. So I think that's part of our society now, is that there's a lot of people that just voyeurs, just filming it, not instead of actually getting involved. There was a lot of unbelievable stuff. Them being pulled by the army guys through the whole thing, like
ridiculous.
That was kind of like, all right. The military, if they were going in, and if you came in behind them, if you could come in behind them, which is probably pretty slim, they wouldn't be, here, let me help protect you. No, stay here. Go take this picture. No, now get back. That stuff was like, that's corny. I did like the part of, or the representation that the people, I don't want to say are the people that are trampled on or the people that we think less of are going to be in control when shit hits the fan. And I think about the guy that was at the car wash. This guy. So when the shit hits the fan, the captain of the football team, the valedictorian, the president of the student council are most likely not going to be the people that are in control of what shit happens. It's going to be this kid that was probably picked on. He was probably not the smartest kid in school, but he's got a gun. And that's what gives him that power. And I said to Blue when we were watching it, and I said, when they had that shootout with there at that little scene where there was like the shootout, not this one, but that one where they're shooting out this one here. Oh, and I said to Blue, I said, this is why a lot of my friends that collect weapons, legally, they collect good weapons, why they do it. Because they said if shit goes south and you need to stand up against the government, you want to have the ammunition, you want to have the weapons, you want to have the things to protect yourself. Because if you don't have any of those things, whatever the government says, you're just going to have to do it.
Well, here's the deal. Yeah. None of those weapons are going to save you from the drones the government has. None of those weapons are going to save you from the H-bombs the government has. True. None of those weapons are going to save you from the A-10 attack airplanes the government has.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Your little AR-15, have 10 of them. It's not going to do you any fucking good.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But again, with this movie, the biggest thing I liked about it, it is a conversational movie that makes you kind of think. Be it if you like it or don't, or if you're on one side or the other about it, it kind of is it's just one of those movies that's, okay. Yeah. What if? How could? What would I do? Where would I be? I did like the part where they were the inside that football stadium, where people's lives went on, the resilience of people. And I think that's what that was supposed to represent, resilience, when they, they're going to get by. So interesting movie. Definitely interesting movie. I'm sorry, I had to, my daughter called me, so I had to grab that call. So did everybody chime in on?
Yeah, wait.
Yep.
Yeah, we got Eddie. Yeah, Eddie, were you done?
Yeah, I was done.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and toss out the player pass because we're at 22 after. So we'll run through the people on the panel. Let me get my pen out here. Pen. There it is. All right. Let's see. Did you ever say what? Did you ever say what Andrew's thoughts were?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did that when you're on the phone.
All right. So we got player pass. Play means you would recommend this. You would maybe even watch it again. Pass means that you hope this dies a fiery death and you would never watch this again or recommend it to your friends or family. So people in the side chat, give us a play or pass. I'll start with Alban because he's on my far right. Alban, what do you think? Play or pass?
Play.
Play for you. Mr. Roger, play or pass for this?
Double pass if I can give it to.
I'll do a bolder line on that, Roger. Let's see. Mr. Eddie, play or pass?
It's a play for me.
Play. Beachy, play or pass?
I gave it a play. And Andrew gave it a soft play.
Okay, still giving it a play. All right. And I see Nook, Willa, excuse me. Jim, Richard, Red. I've already got you guys' votes in there. Thank you. All right, and let's see. So we got 6-4. What do we got over on the
13-7. 13-7. 13-7.
13-7.
Yeah, 13-7.
And that was on plays.
13 plays. Yeah.
All right. All right. It wasn't a slam dunk, but definitely a discussional part of that. It filmed in Georgia, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It looked like it.
Yeah, I think I saw at the end. It said something about Georgia.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we said when we were watching the movie. I said, with all the dystopian and apocalypse, I was like, I think they probably just went to the Walking Dead people and say, "Hey, where are you guys filming your stuff?" Because
no, the funny thing is, that did happen. They did film where they do the Walking Dead stuff.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have a thing here for it. Yeah. Just gonna find it here. That's my black and white one. Someone, I know they said something. It was done on the one of those roads. It was the same roads that they did The Walking Dead on.
yeah.
All right, boys, we're gonna move on to our next movie because we got the next movie, which is Purely Belter. So
Belter.
Am I saying it wrong? Purely Belter. Is it right? All right. All right. Let's go ahead and hear what everybody's thoughts are on this gem.
Hey, could we start off by having the review from Andrew?
Yes. Love it.
All right. Let me pull Andrew's review up. Okay. Purity Belter. Andrew said, I knew most of you probably wouldn't like it due to it being more of a regional movie that caters to people from Newcastle. But the main characters were likable, and it reminded me of being a kid trying to make money any stupid way you could.
Oh yeah.
And he said, it also had a nice touch of comedy and some serious drama to do with the issues his sister had with drugs and them always having to move because of the abusive father.
Yes. Okay.
I like this movie better than I liked the last one for sure. For some of the same reasons Andrew liked it. I liked that the kids were hustlers. You know, I always liked a good hustler. The kids were hustlers. I really, really like seeing the city. It looks like a really cool city, although it's obviously a working class city. It appears to have a cool river that runs through it, and it also is on the seaport. So what could go wrong there? You know, I learned some new English slang. I would have never guessed that belter meant. Obviously, it means something good. Because
it is.
Yeah, well, that's. I asked Andrew last night. I said, like, what is the slang purely belter? It's something. It means it's something that's really, really good. It's something that's really excellent. So that's the way he described it to me.
Yeah, and I like how they went through these kids' lives, and the one kid having to move because his mom kept getting beat. And at the end, when they do get arrested and they're in jail, and they cut and said, "Oh, we got some bad news from the hospital." While his mom, who's been smoking like a chimney and coughing the whole movie, you're assuming that his mom has died, and it's not his dad, who is a total piece of shit, that got hit by a bus and is dead. So I did not expect that to happen, and that was a nice little surprise there. And at the very end, when they got sentenced to the 200 hours of community service, it ended up letting them see their football game every weekend. I don't know how football games are played. But they got to go out there and watch it on that old lady's deck and have skybox seats to their games. So I enjoyed it.
They didn't have to pay £1,000 pounds.
Right. And that
was one of the issues I had with the movie, because here you got two kids who they showed on TV basically about shoplifting. You know, police were looking for them. Okay, so then they go in to rob a bank. Okay, they go before the judge, and here's 200 hours community service. Oh shit! Bullshit! That ain't gonna happen. So I mean, I told Andrew, I said that's BS. That cannot happen.
Dude, I should have asked Andrew if does that happen for black guys over there too.
It was because they're white kids. That's why. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that probably
man. Yeah, I'm telling you, you know, come on. Otherwise I'm gonna go over to the UK and go rob a bank. Why not? You know,
now,
give me $1,000, £1,000.
This is the first movie that we've ever watched that there wasn't a high def copy of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No. 2 links.
Yeah.
Ben had 2 links, and neither one of them had fucking subtitles.
Oh, that had to kill you, Dabs.
Oh
my
man.
God. And I went to go watch it on somebody's Plex, but it's never up.
It's on my Emmy. You should have watched it on my Emmy. It's got
I didn't
subtitles.
even think about the Emmy. Well, yeah, I tried. I went to Albans, and I'm like, oh man, I know Albans got it because Plex says, yeah, he's got it, and then can't.
But hold on. You know that Dave was putting it in 3D, right?
But
No.
you had it on. I know. It said you had it on yours, and of course I go there, and
Yeah,
I
but
can't
my
access
shit
yours
was
because
down.
it
was
was down, and I'm like,
Right.
motherfucker.
Yeah, well,
So I had to watch it without subtitles.
There
I had to keep looking at Blue.
There
What
are
did he
3
just say?
people here on this board that you can, watch anything from.
Well,
Okay,
Well,
and
next
you
it-
should
no.
have been in on Thursday.
I should have, but I was on the phone that night. So
Yeah,
it's
well,
like I got way too many things going on right now.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
well, I mean,
Well,
in my
maybe we need a
defense,
little break in between here.
Oh my God.
in
Summertime.
my defense, even though it's been upscaled and made into 3D, I did not find it to be Plex worthy to store on mine. Yeah,
That's my problem. And I did enjoy the movie, and I would only ever watch it one time. But I don't know who I would recommend this movie to. I don't know of anyone that I could recommend this movie to. So that kind of
You don't know anyone from the UK?
Yeah.
just Andrew, and he's already
Andrew's
watched
already
it.
seen it.
yeah.
Hey, Dabs, the
Yeah.
phone you had before, could you leave that there?
Wait,
I
what?
want to talk about that.
Okay. This one?
No, the other one.
Oh, the one that was the shopping cart?
Yeah, the shopping cart. Okay, they were walking. This is taken between two rows of houses. In the UK they call them back streets. Okay, but it's a lane. And then when they're walking with the car, and they were saying ragbone. Okay,
Rag and
Rag
Bone
Bone.
Man.
yeah. I don't know if you guys know what it is. Anybody know
idea.
what it
They're,
is?
bas-
No idea.
they're basically scrappers.
Yeah, the scrappers. But in the old days, it used to be an old man, right, and going down the street with
Throw
a
out your
horse,
dead.
with a horse and a cart, and you did deal with him. You can get a whole lot of shit off that guy. You know, you can trade something, or you buy something. You can borrow money and this and that. And that, when I saw that rag bone, I said, "Gee whiz, did he still exist?" You know, but this movie, it got to me because there's so many ways you can get money. And I don't know, the English people, they have a different way of doing it. Like for myself, me and my brother, to get money, what we used to do, we used to go rob the lead off the roofs that held the shingles, the slate shingles on there. And we used to sell it to the rag and bone man to get the money so we can go,
Have
have
the
it.
shingles stay
So
on the
that's
roof.
why
You
that
did
whole
that.
place looks like crap. You know?
Yes.
Now I understand.
Not
That's
forward
why
thinking.
if over in the UK, if you guys carry guns, no one's gonna be taking shit off your house like that. You know? People with cameras everywhere and all that. No. I'm protecting my house. I'm like, I'm gonna take all the lead off my house.
But kids, it's funny. The kids in the UK, they have a fanatic liking for I call it football. It's soccer. Okay, like games. Like it was the main thing. You do anything to go see a game. Like I used to go see games. We used to sneak into the games and from the back from a railway track that was going behind the stadium. But the stadium there, they wanted to get in. They couldn't get in because these are new stadiums. Their security 100%. But in the older days, anybody could sneak in and see a game.
Okay.
Well, I'll say if I had to make an analogy of this movie, I'd say it is Liverpool's version of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That if you're part of a certain place, that you'll see things and relate and say, yeah, I can remember that, or I can relate with that. So that's why, like, for most of us on the panel, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, we found that funny. We found it, entertaining because we've been in classes where we had that teacher. We've had friends that did that kind of stuff. We've had friends that was pushing the limit. Now, maybe not to the extent of, again, with Ferris Bueller, but us as North Americans, we found that to be entertaining and funny because we could relate. And I can see where Andrew would find this relatable because this is his hometown kind of idea. But I found it to be very slow. I understand the premise of them trying to make money and doing whatever they needed to do to make money, which was clever. A lot of clever ways of making money. But just not an entertaining movie to me. I found found it interesting when the boys, remember when the boy went to school and they talked about what is the first time you went to a ball game, when was your exciting time, and tell me about you when you went to the game. And he says, when I went to the game and my dad gave me his coat because it was so cold, he gave me his coat, and then my dad went and got us a tea, and it was 2 sugars and really milky. It was so good. And we walked to the park, and it's the skinny kid, he's telling the story. But then you find out in the end, or later into the movie, that was not his story. That was Fat Boy's story. That was him and his dad. But he had told his best friend about this, and this kid didn't have his own good story about him and his dad.
Yeah, okay.
He had to use a story of what his best friend's good story of him and his dad. So I found that to be kind of, that was kind of sad that the kid didn't even have a good story about his dad.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that sucks when, your dad's done nothing for you, been nothing, never good. So I thought that was kind of an interesting, or, kind of a moving moment in it. But it's just, the movie moves so slow for me. Hard to relate with. There were so many things I just didn't relate with. I didn't get, or the reasons. I mean, I was a kid. I understand, struggling for money. I remember back in the day, us walking around the apartment complex, me and my buddies, and we had been in the Cub Scouts years prior, and we put our Cub Scout stuff on, and we said we were collecting cans for the Cub Scouts because we needed to go on a camping trip. So we went to all the apartments, and people were giving us aluminum cans, and then we took it down to the recycling place, and they gave us money for it. Now, we weren't in the Scouts no more, but we just used that as an excuse. So, I mean, as kids, you'll come up with ways of making some money. But in all, I'm watching this, and I'm just shaking my head like, where are we going? It was an hour and 30-minute movie.
49
Yeah.
minutes.
Huh.
Yeah.
Felt like 4 hours and 49. This is the truth. So when Blue and I watched it last night, we'd been watching it. It felt like it had been on forever. I mean, I'm like, oh my God, it's been on forever. And so we stopped it because Blue says, how much longer? And I paused it, and we're at 1 hour and 20 minutes into it. She goes, this has only been an hour and 20 minutes? She goes, it feels like so much longer. I said, there's only 20 more minutes. She goes, oh my God, this movie feels forever long. And I said, it does. It felt like way, way longer than that hour and a half, when we're so used to watching movies that are
2 hours.
Yeah, they're 2.5, 3 hours long. This felt every bit of 3 hours long. Not a fan.
That's because you weren't reading any subtitles. Because you weren't.
Oh yeah, I
understanding
definitely.
what they're saying.
I was struggling to listen.
It had to have been really hard.
Yeah,
I
because
wasn't on my phone. I had to pay attention because some other.
there was some thick accents in this one.
Yeah. And it was funny because when Blue and I were listening, she knows Blue, or Blue's known Andrew for 8-9 years. So she goes, they do sound just like Andrew.
Yep. Yeah.
They do. And so I get why he picked it. And the only thing is, again, 2020. Come on. Can we get something in this decade? I mean, geez Louise. 2020. The year 2000 is when this came out. I'm sorry. That was all I got.
Is that supposed to? What year was this supposed to be taking place? You think it was
2000s, I think.
2000?
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be something like close to the 90s or 80s. Because of how run down everything was.
Well, it's Newcastle. I think it's an industrial city, isn't it?
It is. It's a steel city.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that where the majority of the shipyards are, Ed?
Some of that freaking steel and build your own house, right? I don't.
Yeah, but basically, all the major manufacturing towns are basically the same thing. Like the houses is the same all across the UK. where it's heavily industrial. Like where I came from, it was all cotton mills. Here it's steel. There's other places where coal mines, but it's the same style of living.
Yeah, all those row houses just
Yeah.
like a carbon copy.
We call those two up and two down.
I liked seeing all the cityscapes of Manchester or Newcastle. rather.
Newcastle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean-
a cool looking town. Hard working, blue collar town,
Yeah.
but still, it's really a cool looking town.
Mm.
The one line that cracked me up when they were trying to bribe the kid to go to school, when the mom said, "I've had more periods than you've had periods in school," that line cracked me up.
Yeah.
There were every now and then some funny lines in the movie.
Well, it was cute though when Fat Boy was wearing that what do you call it, a
Jacket?
Starter
coat?
jacket.
That
Yeah.
starter jacket, and it's hot as hell outside. He's pouring sweat, but he wants to wear that jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what the team wears.
Like he's
Yeah.
went to bed with a girl.
Yeah.
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 So,
All right. Who else has got what else? Who else has got something to say?
I think that's all of us.
Yeah.
I don't
All right.
have much more to say on this.
All right, so let's go ahead and crack her up here. This is our second movie of the show. Player pass for our Purely Belter.
Yeah.
So we'll start again. You guys over in the side chat, give us your thoughts on it, on the old Purely Belter. And we'll start with Ob. Play or pass, my man.
It's a play for me.
It's-
I have a couple of UK people I know that will might enjoy it.
Mm.
All right, Mr. Roger.
Well, here's where
Player
I'm screwed.
pass.
I don't know anybody that I could recommend this movie to, but I did enjoy it.
Okay.
So, for our rules, since I can't recommend it, I got to pass on it. So that kind of sucks.
All right. Well,
You have no customers of yours that you don't think would
No.
watch this?
God no. God no. I would not.
You never
Especially
know,
without
man.
subs. Them people over in
Yeah.
Iowa had no idea what them.
No, no, you gotta understand. On the other platforms besides the cat,
I
You know,
mean,
Emmy had it.
Emmy has it, and it does.
Yeah.
I do have subtitles on my Emmy, so
I was
I don't
shocked
know.
they didn't have subs. So, all right.
I don't know who I would tell to watch this.
Fair
Okay.
enough. Ed, what you think? Play or pass for the
For
old
me, it's a
Purely
play.
Belter? Play for you.
I'm on the same level as Andrew.
Okay.
I
Oh, yeah.
understand what he's talking about.
Oh, I'm telling you, I thought this was your movie. I seriously did. I was like, this is fucking Eddie's movie. Oh my god! And till the end, it was over, and Blue says, "No, this was Andrew's movie." I'm like, well, okay, that makes sense too. All right, BG, play or pass
All
for
right.
the old Purely Belter.
I have to give it a pass just on basics the same Roger did. First time I watched it, I hated it. The second time I watched it, okay, it's all right, but I know nobody that I know I could say, oh, watch this movie. They would just say, why'd you tell me to watch this movie? So I have to give it a pass. So Andrew gives it a play. I gave it a pass.
Let me mark down Andrew, so it's a play for him, pass for him. And I've added in Nooks and Richard's vote, so we have one of each over there. I'm gonna give it a pass, to be honest. I mean, it just like I said, just wait. No, it was way too long.
Well, it really had to have been hard without subtitles.
Oh,
I mean, if there's anything to watch with subtitles, this was one of them. Because
Yeah, for sure.
you can understand the slang. Sometimes, just by seeing how the slang was written, you might get close to what it could be,
Yeah, the slang wasn't translated in the subtitles.
Right.
No.
Was
Not even
anybody
the name
surprised-
of the movie was in translated, They
was
didn't even
anybody
say,
surprised at how well the dad could sing?
yes, I did
Yeah.
say I told Blue, I said, damn, I said that's how
Oh,
he got.
look at
That's
that.
how he got Mama.
Andrew,
Uh,
the idea how ye didn't understand it, man. Who I
oh, Andrew. All right. So so we're at 4-4. We're at 4-4.
Oh,
Go
it's,
to Telegram.
Leon give it a play. You missed Leon's.
Well, he
Yeah.
Oh, but he
Leon
wrote-
gave it a
play.
play.
All right. So
Yeah.
all right. So we got
it's 8-5 in
Play
Telegram.
8
Yeah,
to
no,
5.
That's a play.
8 plays.
Holy shit.
I like
Man.
the movie. I just wish I don't know who I could tell to watch it.
Would you watch?
Oh,
Would
sorry.
you watch it a second time?
I don't
If
watch
you
anything a
ha-
second time.
Oh, not even a John Candy movie?
Not, I haven't
Wow.
in ages. I haven't in ages. I just don't.
Rodney
there's
Dangerfield?
There's not enough time left in my life. And there's so much shit that I want to get to yet that I can't fucking rewatch shit anymore.
Oh man. Oh, that's funny.
All right. Yeah. Look, Andrew hit me with it. It's a play. Unlucky times. All right. And I mean, there was parts that were kind of cute. Like, yes, when they were playing blind
Yep.
and the other kids stealing.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's cute.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just it dragged.
I liked it.
I just can't understand that these kids get away with that. Do they still get away with stuff like this there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Oh yeah.
Is that dumb there?
There's a lot of that wheeling and dealing, man. A lot of it.
Holy crap, man!
Well, now they don't go out and beg for money. They just put up a fake GoFundMe page.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I guess
all
so.
they have to do.
Yeah.
What do
All
they
right.
do? What do these kids do over there? You know, since apparently they don't. I don't know if they're on the level of the kids over here in the States that are there's heads in their phones. Are they? Do
Yeah.
they have phones and
Oh, yeah.
into them like they are here?
Oh yeah.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah. Oh well.
Andrew, I love watching your city. I
Yeah.
did like seeing your city. That was cool.
That's not my city.
I
He
said,
said
Andrew.
Andrew.
Oh,
Everything's not about you, Eddie. God damn it.
That's good.
Yeah. Eddie, you're Canadian now. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. He's still holding on to that. He's still holding on that he's from England.
All right, so Eddie,
No,
so
what makes it
Andrew-
worse is he's Canadian and he'll talk the French side of it.
And he's
You know,
French, yeah.
He's got that
And-
double whammy going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he still holds on to England's his home.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's like,
because all my family's in England, so I got to hold on to it.
all right. Let's go ahead and talk about the other shows we may want to talk about that we want to suggest. I'll toss out this first before we talk about anything else. Sports for this weekend that you want to bring up?
Gee, really early
I didn't even
UFC
look
tomorrow.
UFC, yeah.
there's an early UFC, early
It
Shamrock.
is an early one. Yeah.
Like real,
Yeah.
like
Real early.
Noon.
Like 3
Like noon,
Yeah,
noon.
it's in
Yeah.
Saudi.
because it's in
so-
Saudi Arabia.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll be in big screen.
Okay.
Whitaker Chimamev.
No, not Chim any longer.
Oh yeah, remember? Yeah, he dropped out.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah. But the prelims are at 12. Main card is at 3. Whitaker. Who is it? Ikram Asilov? Anchor?
I can't say the guy's name.
Yeah, me neither.
Another chin beard.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point.
Mhm.
So that's the two things going on. You got Euro Cup. The people here at work, because you got so many Italians here, and they are all about the Euro Cup. So the Euro Cup and
you
the
got-
Copa Cup are going on.
Yeah, you got bare knuckles tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very close.
I might try to post that. I just gotta see. Got a couple things I gotta take care of first.
If I want to toss out a recommendation for people to watch, it's this Evil. I've not seen it until just we started. I saw it trending. So Blue and I just started it last week on season 1. This is I like this show. It's dark. It's got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm enjoying it. We're almost the end of second season, so definitely for me, I like it. It's got stuff with possessions and demons and angels and just a ton of different stuff. So they're basically investigating this stuff, and I find it to be quite entertaining. So I'm not sure. Any of you guys? Any of you
No,
guys
I never heard of it.
Yeah. I've heard of it. I didn't.
Not watched it.
Yeah, it's like I said. It's got demons and possessions. This guy, I can't remember his name. The one that was in Person of Interest.
Lost. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Lost.
Michael
Emerson. I enjoy him in it. Yeah, he plays a very good character in this. So yeah, if you're looking, for
I wonder how that's
watch
going on in his house, because his wife just lost hers though, Elsbeth, and now he's got this here going strong.
Elspeth got canceled?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sucks. That sucks.
long as one person's working, man, the bills are getting paid.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so.
It's back
I
when
like
they're
the
both
show.
not working. That's when it's a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Has anyone watched The Boys?
Not
It's
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
This season's
not-
okay because a
It's
lot
not
of
my
people are
favorite
talking.
season.
Yeah, a lot of people are down.
No.
down
Isn't this going to be the last season too? Right?
No,
No,
next
one
season.
more.
Season
Next season?
5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting
First episode,
review
yeah.
bombed.
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's what I'd
Yeah.
seen.
It's because
First episode of House. Good, Roger.
they've embraced the making it look like they're likening the boys faction of that world to Trumpers. And of course it's pissed all the Trumpers off, so they are all review bombing it. So which is brings back your point to the first movie that we reviewed. If you're gonna alienate half of the potential audience, you're gonna suffer some repercussions, and
Yeah.
they are.
You're gonna either way. I mean,
Yeah.
you go either way with this because everybody is so fucking so politically charged on so everything. It's like, come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
So,
But other than that, I don't think it's quite the caliber as the first couple of seasons. It's okay.
I did think season 3 kind of dropped a little bit. The first 2 seasons I thought were brilliant.
Yeah.
The third season wasn't bad. I was just like, I'm kind of losing a little traction, but I was still wanting to watch it, and we will watch it. I'm probably going to wait for a few more episodes of this to drop. We're still hooked on Evil, so we have something to watch until.
The first episode of House of Dragons.
Yep.
Came out last week, and that sucked.
Oh, did it?
I didn't think
The
it
first
sucked. It was,
episode did. It was yeah.
So was
I
it
wanted
just?
some
I thought,
action.
was it just one episode dropped? Okay.
No,
Yeah,
just
I guess.
one.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
2 dropped, but okay.
What about anybody got into hotel cocaine?
not yet. I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Yes,
learn
I
all
like
that.
it. I like
it.
that one. Yeah, me too.
I
I've
watched 15 minutes and turned it off.
Oh, really?
Uh-oh.
I've actually
Give
that's
it-
on
give
my
it a
list.
chance. Give it a little chance, there, Dave.
I couldn't get past the horrible acting. I mean, it was just
Oh.
those
Oh, Danny Pino?
I thought all of them were bad, and I couldn't take any more after about 15 minutes.
Okay. Think of the story, guys. Forget about how these people act.
Yeah, what? You can't.
Right.
Yes,
I mean-
yes, I can.
No.
I can easily look at an actor and just not pay attention to what they're doing.
No.
Just listen to the words that they're saying and
No.
put somebody else in place of it.
Yeah.
No. If it's bad acting or bad script, you got to have 2 good things. I can't ignore bad acting because.
But sometimes you'll watch something and it's one person in it that you just can't stand.
Yeah.
You know, and you know that you say, "Oh, this is a good story and everything." I
Well,
just gotta cut
Star
that
Trek
person
Discovery, I can say that. There's one character I don't like in that, and so I quit watching it.
I quit
Uh-huh.
watching it because I didn't care about canon.
out.
I just couldn't take the black girl with the tall hair,
Okay.
the one that went in the spacesuit, and
Mm-hmm.
actually her acting is about this big, and it was just like she has the same look on her face every time she does it. She's sad, happy, or whatever. It's the same look, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, I can't. I walked away from that show. I'm like, I can't do it no more. So, Bridgerton. Now, Blue's been watching Bridgerton. I
Yeah,
don't watch.
I'm into that. I'm into that.
I was quite surprised that the girl, the overweight girl, or the bigger girl,
Yes.
Rubenesque.
she is the basically the big star of this one.
Oh yeah.
So I told when I came in one day and Blue was watching this, and I'm like, oh, and it was like, she's got suitors and stuff coming. I'm
Right.
like, is she the one that they're trying to marry out? She goes, yeah. I was like, holy moly! I said, that is shocking that TV show or a movie is willing to put a bigger girl in that type, because so often they won't. They're like,
If you look at the artwork from that time period, though, the women are all shaped like her in art. Look at Reuben. All his women are heavier. There's a word for it. It's called Rubenesque.
Hashtag fatten up dabs.
So Blue says that it's nice to see somebody that's more normal sized being in the main character instead of all being a bunch of skinny bitches.
Yeah.
And the only thing Blue said to me came in. She goes, "You should be watching this." She goes, "It's got some good sex scenes." And she goes, "I know how much you like those kind of parts of it." I'm like, usually that's how a show gets me. Good sex scenes, and I'm like, "Ooh, this got mine." Presumed Innocent. I've had some friends watching this that they seem to like this. I've yet to turn this on.
It just dropped a couple of days ago, didn't it?
Yeah, I just put it in my watch list.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, it was yesterday before I played the movie, I was watching the preview on it. I'm like, yeah, I gotta watch this.
Yeah, so I know a couple of my coworkers are seeming to enjoy it. Like I said, I hadn't even looked at it yet. I was looking over here on the side. Look at none of our people on the side even have any input about shows or movies.
Well, I'll give a recommendation if no one has seen it yet. It's a 2-part documentary called "How Music Got Free."
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh,
good.
I know you had seen it. I'm just putting it out there if nobody has seen it yet.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it because it's not all music related. I would say 50% is about music. The other 50% is about hackers and where sites and how basically, Napster and stuff like that was made. So there's a lot of the geeky stuff part of it, which I really enjoyed because it's about music and it's about geeky stuff. So I recommend it if you've not seen it. It's just 2 episodes and they're like 40 minutes long each episode. Right. So I give it a good recommendation.
There's a lot of detail in those two episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of background, a lot of information. Basically, it was one guy in North Carolina.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not taking the blame for all that, but I actually see. I know there's some add-ons. Some add-ons have it in their documentary section. I saw it listed, and I was like, "Ooh, that's kind of got my attention." I just hadn't had a chance to sit down and watch, but I'll add that to my watch.
I give it a high recommendation to watch.
Nice.
Oh yeah. The Bear starts next week, eh? Next season, season.
I'm looking for
season 3.
Yeah. The Bear was a good show.
Yeah, it was good.
It's not a comedy though.
Yeah.
No.
That was my Emmy bitch.
All right. They pull it up. Oh, must be this image. They changed the.
Yeah,
They changed the art. No, that ain't it.
No.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. That's the show.
Yeah, it
Look,
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
they changed the art. Cause I'm like, that can't be it. I'm thinking this is
Yeah.
wrong. But yeah, they changed the art. So that is the. So the 27th it drops. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, hey, it's 6 o'clock.
So,
All right.
so it's 6 o'clock. You.
Yeah. All right. Anything else we got, gentlemen?
No, I don't got anything else.
No.
Does everyone remember the movie next week?
Bob
Bob
Marley.
Marley, One Love.
Yeah.
One love.
Yes, man.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
fine.
yeah, man.
Yeah, everybody gonna have their accents. I'll smoke a big fatty before I watch it.
Like my
Myself,
taxi driver said when they got off the plane in Jamaica. You come to the island to party, Jamaica style, man. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Take me there directly. So, all right, boys. Thanks. Anything anybody got anything to say before we head out?
Not really.
No,
Thanks for the
at
invite,
least
as
the-
always.
Oh, yeah.
And at least next week's movie we can easily find.
Yes. Yes. So, all right.
But
Thanks
since
for watching.
since they're Jamaican, you'll probably need subtitles again.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put subtitles on.
I might need them, but all right. Thanks for you guys watching. Thanks to everyone here on the panel that comes and hangs out with us every week, and we'll see y'all later because streaming matters to us because streaming matters to you. See you guys.
Oh, yeah.